Hey folks, welcome to your first cyber lesson in geometry. We're going into section 7.6. And before we get started, just want to make sure we know what we have to do with all of our lessons going forward. There'll be videos for you. There'll be 3 a week. Now this week's only 2 because we're calling this a shorter week. And there'll be short assignments with each. And I'll also attach all the documents. So like for today, or for this week, when you're seeing on the screen will be sent to you, well, through Classroom, as well as this document. So if you can print those out in advance, great. Most importantly, if you're limited to printing, try to get this one printed out right here, because on the front you have the shortcuts for the tangent, which here's tangent we learned a couple weeks ago. The process is here, and on the back are some of the ratios. That's what all these small decimals are. And then you can see all the angles that you convert them to as well here. So if you can print this paper out, it's only one sheet, both sides, that would be fantastic. As we go forward also, there'll be some live sessions, some office hours, and you can also email either me or Mr. Kyer. I'll include the emails in our first post with this video. You can always email us. We can't contact you directly through Classroom, but emails would be great if you have any short questions. All right, so if you're looking at the document here with the supplement, we did tangent, and if you remember, the O was the opposite, A was adjacent, and if we had a triangle, that was a right triangle. Remember, all 3 of these, you need a right triangle. So I'm trying to draw you a cute little right triangle here. And then you remember you had to circle one of the angles to start. And then you would label, the opposite, the hypotenuse, and the adjacent. And the adjacent angle is always on the side of the angle. Opposite is across from it, and hypotenuse is always, it's always across from the 90 degrees. So that's the easiest one to get. And now you have the sides labeled for using all 3 of these functions up top here. Again, we focus on the tangent, the one on the right. But now we're going into the sine and cosine. So let me get rid of some of this stuff so we can see it clearer. By the way, if the tapping's annoying from the pen on the iPad, let me know. I might have to print these out and do this on paper as well. So we're going to be going on to, let me look at the paper here first that we have there for you. First one I have for you here is the sine ratio. Again, every triangle, example 1, every triangle you've got to have the 90 degrees, and there it is at example 1. So we're good to go using any of the trig functions, whether it be tangent, sine, or cosine. And they want us to find sine S and sine R. Now, we did, if you recall when we did these problems with tangent, we just chose one angle, so we didn't have to booger up the whole drawing all the time. Let's just pick one of these this time. Sine S is the first one here, so we'll go with sine S. So we'll go to the S, we'll circle that, and we will label all 3 of the sides in relation to the S. So the 90 degrees across from that would be the H hypotenuse. My adjacent's over here, the side of it. And the opposite, which is across from the S, is over here. There's the O. There's my H, O, and A. Now, you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know what sine is. Great. Go to the cheat sheet again. So looking over here, sine is all the way here on the right. And sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And you always have the sheet available to you. Go to it. Tells you how to set things up. And as you see the bottom below where I just circled, you can also find side lengths, which if you recall, we did those with tangent several weeks ago. But right now, we're just trying to do the ratio with that O over H. So I'm going to go back to the document. O over H. So I'm going to write sine of S. Sine of S equals O over H. I'm going to write that one time for you so we can see it always on this paper or this slide. Now you look at the drawing. I'm looking for my O and my H. Well, the O is the 63 at the bottom. The H is the 65 at the top. Put those into where the O and H are in that little ratio, that fraction. So the O is going to be 63 and 65 on the bottom, on the denominator. Okay, so there it is. There's your ratio. Now, you can find the angles. If you recall, we did a little bit of this before we were sent home. But I have a calculator in front of me. Hopefully you have your phone or some other calculator nearby. 63 divided by 65, get to 0.969. 0.969. Okay, so now we have that. I'm right here for you. I'm out of room, so I'll write down here. 0.969. Looks like a 2. Remember, 4 digits or 4 decimals is the most accurate way to go. All right, so now you go to that cheat sheet or the supplement we have, and we're working with sine. So go to the back here, back of the paper. Sine, there's sine, here's cosine and tangent. So we want to use the sine column and go find in the sine column. By the way, there's 2 columns. It's split. Here's the sine here, and the other half's over on this side. Same with the other 2, cosine and tangent for that matter. So I'm going to go find 0.9692. It's on the right-hand side, 0.96. 0.96. Sorry, I'm a little slow here. Looks like it's around this, around 76. 0.9. See, it's not 0.97. About 76 degrees. I'm going to leave that circle there, it'll stay. So that's 76 degrees. So angle A, or I'm sorry, angle S up here is 76 degrees. That's angle S. And I can do all the work again for angle R, but we all know that angle S and angle R both will add up to 90. So by subtracting 76 from 90, we can find angle R to be 14 degrees. And there's all the 3 angles. Hopefully this is familiar to you to how we did tangent a few weeks ago. So let's try some other examples down below here. We say find sine of x and y. We'll do one letter on one and the other letter on the other triangle. Again, they're both 90 degrees, or right triangle, so we can apply this. Remember, you can't apply these functions to the right angle. You can't do it there, you can't do it there. Don't try it. It has to be present, but you can't apply it to those 2. So let's just do, for the first one, we'll do sine of x. So I circle that so I don't forget what angle I'm working with. I label all 3 sides. There's my 90 degrees where the z is. This is my hypotenuse. This is opposite. This is adjacent. And now I have all 3 labeled up in relation to angle x. And I'll, we want sine, again, from what I wrote above here, it's still on the screen there. Sine equals sine equals over h. And I see that my O is 8 and the h is 17. So here's my 8. Here's my 17. Get out your calculator. 8 divided by 17, 0.4706. 0.4706. So I'll write that here. 0.4706. That's the ratio, simplified to a decimal. Now again, I use the sine function, so now I go back to that sheet again, bounce back and forth here. 0.4706. Again, make sure you're in the right column. This again, we're still doing sine, so it's either that column or this column. Make sure you pick the right one. Don't use cosine or tangent. 0.47 is about right here. 28 degrees. Exciting, right? We'll go back to the dock, and angle x is 28 degrees. And again, to find angle y, which is this boogered up little letter over here in the corner, that's just going to subtract 90 minus 28. Gets me, what, 62, I believe. 62 degrees. Okay. Let's try one more example. Another triangle. We'll try y this time, just mix it up. So here's my y, and then label the O, A, and H. H, A, O. Again, sine is over H. So O is 20, H is 25. So it's 20 over 25. And that's one you might be able to simplify in your head, divide both of those by 5. But I'm not doing that either. Let's just go to the calculator. 20 divided by 25.8. So it's 0.8. Sine 0.8. So go to the table. Go back. 0.8. 0.8 is 0.8. This is pretty close. You have to round up a little bit, round off a little bit. 54 degrees. Heading back. 54 degrees for the y. Again, by circling this y here like I did, by having this circled here, this reminds me that I know where angle is 54. I go away doing the paper, come back, I might forget where I'm at. So by circling that, I remember exactly what angle we're talking about. And then find x, you can subtract that from 90, that's easy. Now, one more thing here. Cosine. It's not much different than sine or tangent. Again, you circle the angle. You label up the OA and H. You set the ratio and go look it up on the table. It's just that with cosine, I'll show you what it looks like on that table. To set up here, cosine's the middle. It's adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'll take the A value divided by the H, divide it, look that decimal up on the table. So let's try that out. Going back to the worksheet again. For example 2, they say find cosine of U. So here's U. And I label them up. Here's my H, here's my A, here's my O. And cosine of angle U equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Again, go back to the sheet, look it up if you forget. And there's the A, 18, H is 30. So it's 18 divided by 30. Got my 35-year-old calculator in front of me here, it still works. 18 divided by 30 equals 0.6. So 0.6. I'm doing cosine. Don't forget what what function you're using. Cosine 0.6. So here, go down to the table on the second page. Cosine's the middle columns on both sides. 0.6 looks to be right here. Yeah, I'll have to erase some of these. That's going to be 50, it's 53 degrees. Okay, sorry, I'm getting sloppy here and I can't erase what I had written on there before. But it's 53 degrees, so you go back to the worksheet, and that's going to be that U equals 53 degrees. Okay, and subtract from 90, I get 37 for the W. Okay, all right. So we'll give you a few problems to practice. Now for this homework that we have, assignments, a couple practice problems. I'll probably give you 2 of each of these. Take a picture, hopefully you can have it all on one page, just one picture, submit that, look it over, and we'll check for any errors and get back to you with any kind of way to help you. Try to show us the work by showing, what you have set up, like I have here in this example on the page now, the A and the H and the numbers. That'll help us to help you make any corrections. So, if you could, please, we're going back here to the skills practice. And they have sine for the first couple, and then they have cosine. I'm just going to give you a couple of each. What I want you to do for numbers 3 and 4, just do sine of D. Okay, opposite over hypotenuse. And for numbers 7 and 8, find cosine of X. That's the adjacent over hypotenuse. Get the ratios, get the decimal, look up the angle value, and just put that on the paper. You don't have to draw these pictures if you don't want to. Just give us the numbers if that's all you want to do, because we can't provide hard copies for you, of course. And then submit that picture, and Mr. Kyer and I will get back to you with any feedback and tell you how you did with those. And then we'll do a few more of these, later this week as well. Again, if you have any questions, our emails are there, and we'll have a live chat with you guys. I'm not sure which day this week. That'll be on this classroom as well. All right, folks, good luck. See you.